Good morning, everyone. This is Financial Literacy 101, and today, again, we're going to go in and we're going to make some money from these stocks, ladies and gentlemen. But a lot of times, we need the information to know which stock is actually good for us. Both of these are Chinese stocks, and we want to know the value. We want to know how much money there is possibly in these stocks for us to make some money. So let's get right into it. So for the past 5 years, XPeng has been up 103%. The past year, 119%. The past 3 months, 11%. The past month, almost 40%. The past week, up 1%. And today in the pre-market, it looks as though it's down around 2%, but there's still a lot of room to grow. Now, for you guys who are not familiar with XPeng, it deals in designs, develops, manufactures, and markets smart electric vehicles, okay? That's so much you need to know. It's an electric car company out of China, also in competitive and versus NIO, which is the most popular, most famous, what we're calling the Tesla of China. Now, key things I want you guys to look at is also the market capitalization at $40 billion. The 52-week high was around $74, $75. And then also we needed a 52-week low around $20. They have 8.676 in movement average and volume, and those things need to be imperative. Now, the analysts out of Robinhood, 17 of them agree that 94% buy, 5.9% hold, and all of them are saying do not sell this stock. We see here in Q2 of fiscal 121 that it was slightly down nonetheless. And ladies and gentlemen, here is my history of buying XPeng, okay? This is my history where I sold, which is back in February, I sold around 14 shares, okay? That was at $49 per share, and currently XPeng is at $46 per share. So I made, if you're looking at this particular number, I bought it at a lower price point. I made around $3 per share, but again, that is different. I bought it at a most lower price point, around $30-something per share. So I made some really good money off of that. So let's look at NIO very quickly. In the past 5 years, NIO has been up 595%. In the past year, 24%. 3 months has been down almost 8%. The past month, up 22%. The past week, up 2%. And in the pre-market, we're looking around 2% with 1.13 and then 0.97, just a little bit over 2%. Here's my current position with NIO. Right now, my total return is only 11% at $288. I have around 69 shares, okay? This is only 7.5% of my portfolio. And which is imperative to note here, I used to have around 300 shares of NIO, but when it went up to around, I think it was around $60 per share, I sold all of my shares. I should have just saved a little bit of them. I got back in too high, around 37. Because let me show you something, ladies and gentlemen. This number right here, I bought NIO. My average cost of NIO was around $3.10. Now my new average cost is around $37.51. But I did take that money and allocate it, invest it elsewhere. So that's important too. If you're going to sell a particular stock that you can see long-term value, take it from me. Don't make the mistake. Don't sell all of your stock. Shave off a little bit, reinvest that into some dividend stocks, some ETFs. We'll get into it. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, here's my every day's turn. I also have an option contract that expires September of 2022. So I'm banking that I can really make some good money off of that. Right now, it's out of the money. So I'm not going to touch it. This is a long-term call option, okay? And as well as XPeng, we need to look at the market capitalization. If you notice, XPeng was around $40 billion. This is around $68 billion. The 52-week high for XPeng was around $70-something. This is around $67, okay? So that's imperative to know too, where the volume is a lot larger at 46.24 million versus around, let's go back here just a little bit so we can do the comparison. Yeah, around 8.76, okay? And the average volume for XPeng is around 12 million, whereas though NIO is around 38 million, okay? So these are all statistics and analytics that we need to continue to look at so we make the best investment for us. When it comes to the 22 analysts, they're saying buy at 86.4%, hold at 9.1%, and sell at 4.5. Okay, these are the apples and oranges. This is kind of like inks. This is kind of semantics. I'm still going to count this as equal in my opinion, but I want you guys to make the decision of what stock is best for your portfolio. Now, for a lot of you guys who are novice investors and you're looking at the stock price, you're like, hey, man, I want a stock that's under $10, under $15. Listen, again, Robinhood, WeBull, and some of your traditional stock platforms like Fidelity, Charles Schwab, E-Trade, American Trade, all of these now doing fractional investing, meaning you can invest $5, $10, $15, $25. And many a times I show you guys, I do stocks on recurring investment. This $25, right? Most of us have about $100 that we know that we absolutely just blow away. You should be investing that in the stock market. Let's get back into it. So now the last Q2 fiscal 121, NEO has absolutely up. So it's been doing very, very well. Here's some of my history of buying some NEO. And this is my contract that I bought around $975 that I'm waiting and hoping that I make some money. Okay. Now, a lot of times we think that investing is gambling. It's not. It's looking at long-term statistics, analytics, the financials of a company, the contracts, etc. And this is why we're going to do these quick stock reviews so you guys can get in, get out, and start making that money in investing. All right. Moving right along, we come over to Yahoo Finance. This is XPeng, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying for the short term, midterm, and long term, they believe that the stock will go up. Now, let's look at some historical evidence here that past month, September and October, they was at a buy at 11 and a strong buy at 6, okay, with a buy rating of 1.8. The closer we get to 1, the better it is when it comes to Yahoo Finance. Moving along. Now, when it comes to Yahoo Finance with NEO, we're looking at short-term, mid-term going up, but for some reason, long-term going down, okay? I don't see anything of NEO going down, but that is their projection. That is their prediction, and I'm not going to go against it. I just don't agree, right? But nonetheless, in October, their buy rating was at 12, their strong buy was at 6, and currently in November, we're looking at a hold at 5, buy at 2, and we're not currently don't have any information regarding to strong buys. Now, let's just scoot over here very quickly to read some of the top stock news. We got 3 unstoppable stocks to buy in the bear market, what Tesla moved to open supercharger means, then NEO versus XPeng versus LI, how October EV deliveries stack up. Now, and I've talked about LI Auto a lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, but not today, because I believe that these two stocks, in my opinion, will do well regardless of Tesla and LI Auto. I'm not saying that LI Auto won't do well. I'm just saying that these are the two stocks that I have my eye on because I invested in XPeng very early on. And like I said, I bought around $30-some a share. Currently it's up at $46 a share. So I made some money off of that. But I bought NEO. I'm kind of true to NEO. I bought NEO around $3 per share. And it's up to what, $41 per share. Yeah, I made some really good money off NEO. I mean, we had steak instead of canned food. But nonetheless, right? So my point here is NEO, I believe, will be a good buy. But I'm not trying to tell you which way to swing. I'm just giving you the information so you can go out and invest and make a well-educated decision. So we're looking over here at the EPS, earnings per share. They're only slightly under $1. So that company is probably reinvesting their money with their own products. The past year, again, this is XPeng, and the ticker for XPeng is XPEV. Year to date, they're around 9.5%, but in the last year, they've been up 111%. And the analysts at MarketWatch is saying buy. Moving right along. Now, for NEO, because of the volatility, and I think most of this has been hurting, in my opinion, because of Tesla, right? Because we compare this stock so many times to Tesla that is almost matching the volatility of Tesla. So that means that there's a lot of room for growth because this stock has been really steady. Now, the entire EV market, it don't matter if it's Rivian, the new Ford F-150 Lightning truck. It doesn't matter if it's LI Auto, Workhorse, any companies that are in the electric vehicle market, just as computers, laptops, phones. They're seeing a shortage because of semiconductors, aka microchip shortage, okay? Because of the materials, the natural materials that they use to make these products, there's a shortage in demand because of the quote-unquote great resignation. And we all know what that means, okay? Let's get back into it. So as we're seeing here, their EPS is a negative 85. So again, we're talking about apples and oranges. We're talking about semantics. They both have around the same EPS. This is 92. NEO is 85. But both analysts are saying buy here on MarketWatch. Now, the projected forecast for XPeng and the ticker again for that one is XPEV, but the spelling is XPENG. They have a high rating on CNN Business. in the next year of $72 per share. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you buy it right now at $46 per share, roughly $47 per share, we're looking at a grand total of a profit, right? You do the math. We were looking around $20-some per share. You can do some options in there as well. Even if you went with the median price, you're still making $10 per share. Now, NEO, on the other hand, CNN Business has NEO at $92 in the next 12 months, at a medium at $58. Again, this is one of those stocks, electric vehicle stocks, we keep comparing to Tesla. So I can see the room of them exponentially growing to $92 per share, where on Robinhood, the current listing price of this particular stock is, boom, $42 per share. So we're talking about, we're talking about roughly about $40 to $50 of an increase. Again, I'm just giving you the information. You make the choice. Let's go over to Tip Ranks. Tip Ranks has a high forecast for XPeng at $63 per share and a low forecast of $50 per share. For NEO, they have met $72 per share at a low forecast of $45 per share. And I know, you're like, these ratings are all over the place. Again, analysts are real people who are looking at all sorts of things in the backgrounds, okay? And they're making a very biased, undercutting, underlying, under the table, right? Because we don't know what some of these analysts are getting paid to give their ratings. Some of these, I believe some of these analysts are getting paid, some dollars from these companies to give them really good ratings. But on the other hand, I believe most of these analysts are true, quote unquote, maybe. I'm just okay. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just going off what the ratings are saying. All right. Now, other things that you need to pay attention to are the contracts of these particular stocks. Contracts, partners. These will make stocks. These will make companies very, very valuable. So let me just briefly go over this very quickly. So XPeng signs an agreement with a company out of China. I don't know how to pronounce it. For capacity to 100 to 200,000 cars, okay? To 100 to 200,000 cars. That's a bit of information there very quickly. And then also, XPeng, listen to this, they are backed by the southern Chinese province of Guangdong. XPeng is headquartered, and I'm not going to pronounce these words because I don't want to butcher them. The capital of this Chinese province, the region has been putting a focus on new energy vehicles and autonomous driving, okay? So they have the backing of the southern Chinese province of Guangdong, all right? So that's two things that we're seeing. Then we also see Chinese Tesla rival XPeng get $76 million funding from the government, okay? To let you know that this is a governmental vehicle already. And that's actually really good money because we look for stocks. We look for companies like General Dynamics, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon. All of these companies are defense contracted with our government. So we know that their stocks will do readily well. They'll continue to be very, very stable. Let me move on. Let's go over to NEO and see how that looks. Now, NEO, their own manufacturing company, said, hey, listen, we have a contract for 100,000 EVs for NEO as April 7th. That this happened this current year. In the past, it went a capacity of 240,000 vehicles, up from 150 vehicles last year. So it went up to what? Another 100,000 vehicles. So that's looking very, very well. Now we have to come down here and look at what? NEO announces entry into definitive agreements for investment in NEO China. What does this mean, ladies and gentlemen? Now, I looked at this very, very previously, and I'm just going to show you here that Shanghai, China, boop, 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 and enter into definitive agreements for investment in NEO China with a group of investors, right? So we're looking at large sums of money. When these Chinese investors are talking about investing inside of a company, guess what they're talking about? Billions. They're talking about billions of dollars, okay? And then I'm going to scroll down here just a little bit. Breaking news, signs deal to facilitate sales of vehicles. Who is this? NEO signs deal to facilitate sales of vehicles. Get out of here. To Chinese central government agency. So China and XPeng are both in cahoots with their governments in their local provinces. When it comes to XPeng, they're in the southern Chinese provinces of Guangdong. And when it comes to NEO, they're in central government agencies in China. So both of these have government contracts. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to do the math on this because I can't tell you which way to go. I'm just going to tell you that I'm in NEO. That's all that I can pretty much tell you, okay? When I look at my portfolio here, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm looking at the positions that I have a long call with NEO at $40 that expires next September of 2022. And then I also have 68 shares of NEO that I've made roughly $291. It's fluctuating right here in the pre-market. So let's just round it up to $300. Okay, we're about $12 away nonetheless. So ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. You make the decision. I don't want to make this decision for you, because when you start to make that good money, that's when you give me the accolades to give you the information. And when you lose some of that great money, then blame yourself. This is Financial Literacy 101. Learn money and be inspired. Good morning, Henry, as well as Jermaine Anderson. You gentlemen and everyone else have a great and wonderful day. I see you guys on the next one. I'm out.